Hello everybody, my name is Eric, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive into this fishy Geometry Dash mod menu that someone on X sent me saying that they had seen. Apparently this is a re-uploaded video with 30,000 views. Now I don't know if this is a re-upload with malware where the original didn't, but it looks like this is a fairly freshly created channel. But given the lack of spam uploads, it's less obvious because a lot of these are hacked, but this one I'm not so sure if it's hacked or if it's just a fake. So it's got the usual red flags, but there's a new trick, which is they put the download link in the comments rather than the description. Okay, so we've got two different archives. I don't know if they contain the same thing, but the password Roman. And the link, as we can see, is this is the 24th, so this is yesterday. So these are being rotated because the video is weeks old, and it's called Insomnia. Now, Insomnia seems to be some sort of mod menu for this. Here we go. So I'm just going to need to add 7-zip because we got a raw file, and then we can figure out. I've also saved the list of processes and everything so we can immediately see if anything suspicious has spawned. So it's semi-inspired by a Discord member who's working on a tool to automate this so you can see if your auto runs has been diffed. Is a simple way of seeing if anything has installed itself that shouldn't have. And of course, on the other screen, I've got MITM proxy going, as everyone who watches my channel likes to see. Oh, did I type it wrong? Oh, it's capital, my bad. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the new YouTube layout. I don't think anyone is, but it must be good for internal metrics because they say they're expanding it. Okay. So Windows Defender has already stepped in, but I am going to override it. Okay, so it's a Luma stealer, and it's not a great Luma stealer because I've seen recently an undetected Luma stealer, but this one is detected. So, all right. Let's just get rid of Defender, and then we can try it out. So, we run the application. Oh, reg ASM. So this is another one that's using that method to crypt. Okay. No network activity so far, but if I'm right, the payload is going to be in temp. Let's just try that again. Watson telemetry. Okay. But no obvious. Okay, maybe it's just taking its time. I'm getting some weird MITM proxy just in my error logs implying that something's not quite working right. So we can try the other file, which maybe is different. Okay, this looks about the same. So let's see what the how to use is. Hi, follow instructions on video. So there's nothing useful there. One is 536 and the other Insomnia 536. Okay, so this is probably the same file. Oh, but this one got a different small screen hit. Check app exec. If anything has been added to auto runs. Well, they got the exact same size, but given it's not going to take much time to validate that these are in fact the same file, let's just do it anyways. Okay, so the diff is coming up different, so I guess there's some binary thing, but there's no, we can confirm there's no difference. So what we can also do is try a different sandbox and just see if we can find anything else out about the mystery file. Okay, that's an interesting name. Keylogger lazy. So it's not very, it's lazy. Okay. And it's not a big file, so there's no obvious packing, and it's got some VS 2022 headers. And this isn't finding any domains either. And now we can look at the behavior section. Okay, and it's also being distributed as a fake Filmora. And so it's getting malware Trojan evader, now hiding through some sort of alternative network protocol. Oh, discord.com. Okay. So it's UPX packed, and there's seems to be a Discord page. Must be wrong. Okay, so it's not, either it's nested packed or it's not packed by UPX. Okay, so I'm also going to upload it to Triage Sandbox, just in case either it was beating our sandbox. Oh, that's a different error message than it threw for me. But that doesn't, you know, that could very well be a fake error message. So let's just see if there's anything. But the weird thing is it doesn't drop, because of how reg ASM crypting works, it doesn't have to drop any EXEs. But it seems like in the span of time between the last time I got this payload and this time, antiviruses have updated to block it. Okay, so it reads the profile of our local system. Yeah, we knew that. Checks installed software, which actually, okay. So this is how this works. Oh, and it drops a file in the Windows directory. I didn't see that. Okay, that's clever. Program crash. Checks SCSI keys. Okay, so that's one of the ways that's checking for... Oh, but of course it is going to hit QEMU because these guys, they didn't stealth it, but I guess it doesn't technically matter because you still find out that it's malicious. Task manager, that was spawned by me. And then we can see if it hit any IPs. Acme, that's just going to be Microsoft. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, it's using a weird port. That's why we didn't catch it. And I think I've even seen that IP address again, or before, but we can go over to Shodan and we can just check out what that's doing. Okay, so this is another... It seems like for whatever reason these servers, and interestingly, Shodan has this as a German server, like to use Windows servers, I think because a lot of the RAT C2s. So the only port that Shodan has caught, because Shodan doesn't scan every port, it scans ports that are likely to be interesting, has found an RDP exposed, which of course makes sense. If you've got a Windows server, you're probably using remote desktop, and no other ports. Now, of course, this isn't proof, because in a lot of cases, the hacker will patch the vulnerability they used to enter, but given the fact this is running a recent version of Windows, and it doesn't have any of the idiotic ports exposed, I'm going to guess this is probably not a hacked server. This is probably actually something being used for questionable services. Now, here's a hosting company I've never seen before, if it even is a hosting company. Let's see. Okay. Let's just Google this name. This is just a person's name. Which... Okay, but they got a low fraud risk. UKR.net, so Ukrainian. Okay, but here she's kind of listed as a freelancer. Okay, that's weird. I would doubt, I'm just doubting that this is probably not the threat actor. This is probably just a case of either someone's got like a small hosting business, or something interesting is going on here. What is kind of interesting is a lot of these do have an exposed, do have ports that shouldn't be exposed, RPC endpoint. Let's see if there's any SMB. Okay. So then there is quite a possibility that, because a lot of server hosting providers, I saw this just randomly, someone posting on the YouTube forum for help. They had a Windows server. I just out of curiosity, I type it into Shodan and I see an exposed SMB. On an outdated server. A lot of dedicated hosting providers, unfortunately, are providing insecure Windows images by default. Probably they're not doing a great job on Linux either, but it's just less likely. So if you do buy a Windows server, make sure you go into your firewall settings and you block 445 and I'll put it on screen because I don't remember the LPC one, but make sure those are blocked because there is no good, you never ever use those ports over the internet. You can use them over SSH, you never expose them. And here we go, we've got two that apparently have remote code execution problems. So that's going to be all for this video. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed it. Don't download this, and as always, don't cheat in video games, but if you're going to do your research, don't go on YouTube searching for cheats. You know, there's communities where you can get a decent idea of whether something is real or not. Don't just Google it and click the first thing, because you're probably going to get something that's absolutely laden with malware. That's all for now. Bye.